Hello, how's everybody doing today? I am going to wait and invite some people on. Let's see who we can get to come on. I know many of you guys are working, so give it a minute and we will get started with day one challenge. And so hopefully you all got the file in my tripod's on its last leg. So forgive me while I do this. So let me see if I can get some more folks on. Give it a minute. Excuse me. All right, so I'm gonna pop on here at 7 too, since I may have sent a confusing message. I know some of you all are working. I tried to do this at a time that would be great, but you know, with dealing with so many people. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Chisette. How are you ladies doing today? I'm just giving it a couple of minutes so I can get as many of you on. And then I'm going to also try and pop in at 7 o'clock as well. It seems to me that's the most number of votes. So I wanted to get everyone's opinion who is going to hop on today to see if you guys just want me to move it to this evening. Did you guys get a chance to look at the workbook for today? Hi, Nikki. How are you? We're just getting started. So hopefully everyone's doing good today. Okay, I'm almost done with inviting folks. And then, like I said, I'll jump on again this evening just in case. Okay, so Josette, Nikki, and Nicole are on. So thanks for joining, ladies. So did you guys get a chance to open up the, Naya's on as well. Hi, Naya. Carla, nice to see you as well. Okay, so did you guys get a chance to look at the workbook today? Today is all about your offers and making sure that you have distinct offers. So some of you have come to me through Facebook Ad School and you are familiar with my relationship conversation or the relationship stages. And so for those who may not be familiar with the relationship stages, that's sort of what I tried to explain in the lesson today, is that the reason why most people's launches do not do well is one, they haven't planned it. Two, they try to make a hard sale to strangers. So if you are starting with your launch and you don't already have an existing client base, you are new to the market or new to the space, and you're just starting out. That means you are starting in the first phase of any customer relationship, and I call that first phase strangers. So I'm going to explain to you the three relationship types, and then I'm going to talk to you about how you need to marry that with your offer and how that's different than what your actual product or service is. So, everyone knows what strangers are, but when it comes to marketing, a stranger is someone who is not familiar with your products and services. They have no idea who you are. They don't know you, they don't like you, and they don't trust you, right? So, the stranger may be familiar with the fact that they have a desire, or they may not know at all, right? So you may have to educate them depending on the type of people the types of strangers you're attracting. You may need to educate them on the fact that they have a problem. And if you don't have to educate them, you at least need to introduce yourself to them as a person that would be a solution provider. Hey, Ash. So stranger level is the first. That is where most of us are starting when we first start a product launch. We don't have an existing customer list. We don't know people, and you can't start with hard sales. So that's my first and foremost, note to you all is that you're launching your product and service. You cannot start hard selling and throwing up all over your strangers with buy, because they don't know you. So you have to introduce yourself. And you have to create an offer that's going to be attractive to them so that they will want to get to know you. So I want you to think of this as a dating relationship. When you first meet a guy or a gal, I'm dealing with most girls, but I don't know what your orientation is. So you meet a prospective other person, and you don't just say, marry me, come out with me, sleep with me. I mean, you may, I don't know what your situation is, but you don't just come out and say, get with me, right? You say, hello, my name is Sunday Gardner, right? What's your name, right? You need to do the same thing when you introduce yourself with somebody in the marketing arena. So I'm going to talk about what the different offer levels are based on the workbook that we did today. But the first level is stranger. Second level is acquaintance. They may be familiar with you. Someone may have referred them to you, and they're familiar with who you are, what you do. They may have never bought anything from you, but they don't their know, like, and trust is kind of warming up, but they still have yet to purchase from you, right? This is where you need to really be deepening the relationship and really be working to make sure that you present yourself as an authority in whatever product or services that you're launching. All right. So I know I've got about 4 or 5 people on, and I always like to talk, but I like to get responses to make sure that it makes sense what I'm saying. So Carla, I know that you've heard this before. Nikki, I know you have heard this before because you came in from Facebook ad school, so you're familiar with this. But Nikki, Andrea, Geneva just joined, and Naya just said, if this is new to you, just let me know in the comments that this is making sense to you and you're following along. So acquaintance, the second relationship level is acquaintance, right? And they may know who you are. They may have heard of you. They may be familiar with your products and services, but they still are not like your raving fan. They don't know, they may have not purchased from you. This is where you really need to be moving, deepening the relationship, asking for the dates, asking for them to get to know you better, right? The next stage is the stage that we want everyone to be in, which is the BFF stage, right? Your best friend. Everybody knows what the best friend is, right? They're buying from you. They love you. They love everything that you've got to say and do, and they're ready to drop. Now, what I will tell you and what I will continually say is that you cannot move someone from stranger to BFF. You have to move through the stages, right? You can accelerate the process, meaning it can go pretty quickly, just like relationships do. You can move down the stages pretty quickly, but you cannot skip a step. So you can't go from stranger to BFF. You can't go, that just doesn't work, right? So you can't, meet somebody and then say, let's get married, right? And then think that's going to work. You still have to deepen the relationship, and you have to do it in order. Okay. So that's the relationship levels for those who may not be familiar with that. Hopefully I explained that in the I think I did. But then in the workbook, I talked about the different phases of a launch. And those three phases are going to be the phases that we're going to build upon over the next 5 days, right? So you've got the attract phase, you've got the ramp up phase, and then you've got the countdown phase. And really, most of you, again, unless you already have an existing client base, you need to attract strangers to you. You need to attract people for which to build a liking to you, right? You've got to attract a following. You've got to create a following. And this doesn't happen by happenstance. You can't just create your product, create your website, and boom, everyone's going to come. You have to drive traffic to your website. You have to let people know that you're out in the marketplace, and you have to attract them through offers, right? So that's the three phases. So today's challenge is all about your offers. How do you create 3 different offers that fit in each one of those relationship phases? Okay. All right. So what I need you all to do is I need you guys to start typing and let me know that this one is making sense, that the relationship stages make sense, and that you understand the phases, and that you understand that you've got to create a break off of your core. So let's start at the bottom, which is your product and service. Nicole, you sell fitness. You have a fitness program. Josette, I don't remember what it is that you're doing. Nikki, I know that you're a trichologist. I know you go by Dr. Nikki, but you got to tell me exactly what it is that you're launching. Tell me, is it a program? Is it a product? Is it a service, right? Carla, I know what you're launching. Andrea, I don't remember what you're launching. I forgot to bring my notebook out here, and I don't want to go step away, but I need to take notes of what you guys are launching. But just remind me one word what you're launching, and then what we can do is we can do a little quick brainstorming session with the 5 of you guys that are on, and we can talk about how you break that off. But let me give you some general guidance, and this is what I gave you in the workbook today. So when you think of your core, I'm going to use an example, right? Hair extensions, right? That's the core offer, right? You are launching your hair extension business. I think Carla is doing that. You have a hair extension business, you're launching that hair extension business, meaning you are ready to start selling your hair. You probably have different curl patterns. You have different varieties of hair, but that's your core product, right? That is your BFF product. That is the product of girls who are ready to get their hair done, who are ready to buy hair from you and are ready to go, right? That is your BFF product. In the workbook, what I ask you to do for each of the offers that you need to create is you need to create an offering, right? So the product is the hair extension, but what are you offering as a part of the launch? What is that wow factor that you're going to do that says, not only am I new to the marketplace, but what package are you going to create for them that's going to make it even more, more exciting, the fact that you're launching this one product, right? So let's just say you've got some bundles, right? You've got 3 bundles of hair, and let's just say that's $250, right? I don't know what your price points are, Carla. I'm just making it up, right? Let's say your 3 bundles cost $199 or $250 or whatever. I'm going to stick with $250 because I like that number. Your bundles cost $250, right? What I would suggest is create some sort of package, right? Either create a 3 bundle package if you don't have one, create a package with maybe a free weave brush, create a package with some, if you're actually doing the installs, a free takedown, or package it with some product or service together to create a package. And when I say do a package, what I mean by that is that you put together, you never discount your core services or your core products. You always package it with either things that don't cost you a lot of money or don't cost you a lot of time. You put that together and you create a package. You value it, put a price tag on it, and then you say, okay, the package, 3 bundles, $250 cost. The normal retail price is $250. I'm going to throw in a consultation. I'm going to throw in a brush. I'm going to throw in, some, weave spray to help maintain it, right? And that's all valued at $350. And I'm going to give all of that to you for $250, right? Or $275 or whatever. That's the package and that's the offer. Additionally, not only do you want to talk about the offer or the package, you want to put together what the benefits are. Why would somebody want to do that, right? Well, it's the winter months. Maybe they want to wear a protective hairstyle. Maybe they want to have a amazingly different look for the holiday season, right? Whatever the reason or the benefits are, but you need to be able to relate your package and your products to the reason why people want to purchase them or the benefits that they're going to get. And again, this is not really about features. Nobody gives a shit that it's Brazilian hair, it's Peruvian hair. I mean, people say they do, but they don't really care. They want to know that it's going to look slamming on them, that's going to last them a long time, and that all their friends are going to be super envious when they walk out and they start flinging their hair. That's what girls care about, right? I mean, they may tell you that they care about Peruvian or not, but they just want to look their best. They want to look the shit, and they want everybody to look at them when they walk out the street. They want the sun to part, right? The skies to part and the sun, and that's what your hair is going to do. That's what I'm talking about, benefits. So you're not trying to sell features. You're selling benefits. You're selling the look and the feel and the transformation that your product or service is going to create. So I want you guys to always remember that when you're speaking and you're writing down benefits, it's always about the transformation. Nobody gives a shit about the features. Nobody gives a shit about the fact that, you know, it took you 6 months to find all of these wonderful vendors that got you, you know, this great product. All people care about is what it's going to look like on them after they buy it, how it's going to make them feel, how much money they're going to make. Whatever that thing is, it's going to transform them from their current state to this magnificent future state. Okay. So that's really important. That's your BFF offer. You do not start with your BFF offer. You do not attract people who are strangers to your brand with your BFF offer, right? So just start it with your BFF offer. Know what that is. Know what that package is, because at very, you know, we're going to accelerate the process. In very short order, you're going to be introducing people to that BFF offer, but you need to start with the end in mind. So let's move up the ladder using Carla's hair extensions as an example. She's got this package. It's going to be a 3-bundle package, and it's going to be, you know, packaged with maybe a hairbrush, a consultation, a free takedown, whatever that package bundle is going to be. And it's going to be for, you know, this great price of $275. Right? It's valued at $350 or, you know, $475, whatever number you want to value that at. It really doesn't matter what the value proposition is as long as you put a value on it, right? Nobody's going to go out there and check all of the vendors out there and do a price comparison. I promise you that's not going to happen. And if they are doing that, you don't want them as customers. People buy for transformation. They buy because they know, they believe in the promise that you're going to give them. And my statement is I don't want you giving people false promises. I don't want you lying to people, but you need to be selling them on the transformation that your product will actually deliver, right? The worst thing you could do is lie and then not deliver and then get a bad name. So I'm not suggesting that you lie. What I am suggesting is that you focus on the transformation. Okay. So an acquaintance offer for Carla or someone who sells hair extensions would be, hey, now again, I don't know if Carla is doing global, you know, if she's doing internationally, globally, or whatever. She's just trying to sell in her local area. But in an acquaintance offer, and again, this would be somebody who's familiar with you, who knows you, knows that you exist, and knows that you provide a solution, right? A good acquaintance offer would be a consultation, a free consultation, or a demonstration of how the hair holds up to a coloring. A demonstration, a video demonstration that shows that I colored this hair, right? I colored it. It's this color. I colored it. And look at how beautiful it is afterwards, right? It still looks the same. It feels the same. And to do that demonstration. So a how-to video on how to do that. So invite people to a demonstration video on the hair. That would be a great acquaintance thing. So something that's going to not only show that Carla is, or anyone in the business, has the expertise in that, but it also demonstrates the product. Trials are also good things to do in the acquaintance phase. So trials. So if you have any trials of your products, so if you're selling a hard product and you've got a trial size offer of the product, that's also a great acquaintance offer. So again, this is all about being visible, building that relationship, and consistently doing that in the acquaintance phase. Moving up the ladder. So how does she attract people who are new to her? Well, piece of information. That's it. At the first stage, you're not trying to buy a steak dinner. So you're not trying to invest, you know, thousands of dollars in the stranger offer attraction. you were trying to just get the information, right? You're just trying to get the number. You're just trying to get the email address. You're just trying to make an introduction, right? So I'm not suggesting that you go out and you start giving away your products for free. I'm not suggesting that you even do any discounting of your products in the stranger offer. In the stranger offer, you want to be able to do two things. You want to qualify people that they meet your ideal client characteristics, and two, that they would be people who would ultimately buy from you. So the way to do that, there are multiple ways to do that, but the best way to do that is to either offer up valuable information that solves one problem that a person may be having. So let's say, for example, Carla sells extensions. One thing she could do as a stranger offer is she could do a how-to video on how to style hair extension hair. 7 different ways on how to do an updo on a full install, right? Or 7 different, or, again, I picked the number 7. I'm not saying that's the number, whatever. 7 different ways to wear your full hair extension, your full install, right? Different looks that you can get with a particular install, right? Right. So she knows that anybody who clicks on that and gets that information, 1, wears extensions, right? They would be interested in that. 2, they would be interested in styling their extensions, right? So anyone who clicks on that ad or clicks on that offer would know, Carla would know immediately that she's qualified them because she has given them content or information that relates to something that's important to them that then also relates to her core offer. All right. So that's a product example. So let me see. Nobody has said anything. Nobody's given me examples. Just again, what I'm looking for you guys to do is give me some examples. And during the session, I'll give you some thoughts for you to think about in terms of how do you package that core offer? What could you do in the acquaintance area? And then what you can do in the stranger offer area. So if you guys don't talk, this is sort of a two-way street, then I'm going to assume that you got it and that you don't really need any help in that arena. But today's lesson is all about creating 3 separate, these don't have to be complicated, ladies. I don't want you to spend hours thinking about it. I want you just to create, what your core service is. If you're selling, let's say you're selling coaching. I know some of the ladies who may be watching later, one has a 7-week coaching package. I think it may be you, Naya. You have a 7-week coaching package. That is your package, right? I'm sure you've got bundled with it bonuses. You've got bundled with it, all these great things that make it a great offer, right? It's not just the 7-week program. I'm sure it's got some bonuses and it's got some other, wow, bang type of things, right? Your acquaintance offer, right? You could do a webinar, invite people to a webinar that is related to whatever the topic is that your 7 weeks is going to address, right? Some topic that's going to be related, invite people to join that, right? A stranger offer would be ways for them to determine that they've got whatever this issue is. I don't remember what your 7-week coaching package is about. I apologize. But your stranger offer could be, hey, this is, how do you know that you have this problem? Here's a checklist for you to figure out if you've got this problem. Or here's a guide to determine that, how to resolve these problems, right? So again, I need you guys to talk to me for me to be able to give you specific examples. But generally, today's exercise is about you, one, understanding that this is levels to this. You can't just start hard selling. You cannot just say, I'm done with my product and bam, here it is, world, buy it. That's not going to work. So you have to understand that there are stages to the relationship and that you've got to create offers to those stages. That is what today's exercise is about, is creating 3 separate offers that are related to the core. So you start from the bottom and you create related offers going up. So 1 should be at an information level only. You're not investing thousands of dollars on, per client on trying to attract strangers. Your acquaintance level is either a low cost ticket or another information piece or a place where you're doing engagement and you're providing continual value to your raving people who are certainly turning into your raving fans, such that they are turning into BFFs so that you can ultimately make your offer. So I'm going to pause and give it a second to catch up. All right. Do you guys have any questions? Coach Shell, I don't know exactly what product or service that you're selling, so I can't give you an example. Angela, I think you and I talked offline yesterday. So you are selling in a referral program. That is your core offer. Your attraction, your ideal client is most likely going to be service providers. So you're going to want to attract them on how they can make extra money or how they can get extra exposure by joining your network, right? So here are, 5 or 6 things that you can do if you're looking for extra streams of income into your business, right? Obviously, one of those things would be your referral program, your acquaintance offer, again, and you got to speak to benefits, right? It can't be because, again, your client is not the person who gets the hub. Your client is the service provider who you want to participate in as a service provider, as a part of the hub. So if that's your client, what they want to know, I'm going to tell you, I am a business owner. And as a business owner, what I want to know if I'm going to do an affiliate program is, one, I want to know how many leads you're going to be able to get me. I want to know how many people are in your network. I want to know that I'm going to be able to get business out of it, that you've got my ideal client in your network, that you are the bombdiggity.com at marketing. So you need to be giving me information that's going to make me want to learn more about what you've got to offer. Hopefully that makes sense, Angela. Is that your clients, you have 2 clients. You've got the affiliate client and then you've got the consumer of the hub. And to the extent that that's not what you said you're focusing on, you're trying to sell your referral program to other service providers. You got to sell that you provide access to leads, that you give them as many leads and you give them as much exposure to leads because you've got the channel locked down, right? If they are doing this in this space and they want to be a part of this, then they need to come, you need to come at it, right? Now that's different than an affiliate program. An affiliate program says you sell for me, right? And I'm an affiliate of several products that I believe in, right? And it's an easy sell for me and I make extra income on doing that. So again, based on our conversation, you are selling a referral program. So you've got to sell, you've got to create offers at every stage of the game as to, one, how do you attract service providers? What are they missing that you provide in terms of, it sounds like additional stream of income? Why would they come to you? Why would they pick you over any other referral program? Do you pay quicker? Do you have better percentages? What is it that you offer that makes it an attractive thing for somebody, right? And so your hook on the stranger is going to be, right, you need extra money, right? Are you struggling or you want to have additional incomes? You're an online entrepreneur. You want to have multiple streams of income. So how do you do that, right? Let me tell you how you can make multiple streams of income. Have you thought about referral programs? Here's an example of what a referral program is. Second offer would be more information about that. Third offer would be your actual program. Hey, Yolanda, I'm so glad that you're able to join. All right, so you've got the swim caps. I've been thinking about your product since I first talked to you. All right, so nobody's really talking in the group. So I'm assuming that everybody just gets it. So Yolanda, I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to hop off unless you guys have some questions. Today's exercise is all about creating 3 separate offers based on the relationship level of the people that you are. Yolanda, you actually have some BFFs. You've already have some people that you've already talked to, right? You already have some people who are familiar with your products. Because you've already started to reach out and create those relationships, right? If you're starting from the stranger level, you need to start with an information piece, right? Either video or paper or, words, tips or whatever. Stranger is video. So for me, what I thought about for you, some ideas for your swim caps is you, based on our conversations in the past, is you are meeting with your product is geared for ethnic children and it has ethnic representation on the pictures. But I remember you telling me, I don't know if we talked in person, or I mean over the phone, or if it was in one of the lives, but you had mentioned that a lot of Black children and parents, they don't swim because of their hair. Well, your stranger offer could be why the benefits of swimming is so great for children, right? Why we should, and I would be very specific about the ethnic community here. I would not make this general at all. I would say, I would put some statistics in this thing, right? In your first stranger offer, it's information, right? 80% of African American children do not swim, right? And it's because of their hair, and it's because of this, right? Find out how you can get that, right? Download this piece of information, how you can stop that trend. And the reason why it's not good for your kids not to swim, right? Why they're missing out on an amazing activity that's also good for their health, right? Good for their heart, all these different things, right? So an information piece at the stranger offer that really speaks to the ethnic children, that it speaks to ethnic parents, that talks to them about the benefits of getting their kids in the water, right? And let hair not be the reason why. And here are some solutions for that. Acquaintance offer for you. You should be demoing the hell out of this swim cap, right? I think one of the questions in one of the lives I had in the other group was, a lady asked you, is the cap big enough for kids who have, natural hair, right? Does it have bigger volume, right? And if the answer to that is yes, then you should be demonstrating some kid who's got this big old giant afro and how you can easily put the swim cap on their head, right? You should be demoing the product. You should have your little girl on there talking about how excited she is to have some, you need to really be telling your story in the acquaintance phase. So at the acquaintance phase, it should be a lot of demonstrations. It should be a lot of ease of the product. The fact that it's coming soon, it should really be about information and letting people know that this is the product that you want to have as you swim, right? Swimming is not only a summer thing. Swimming can be done indoors, right? I go to a gym and I swim in the winter time indoors, when I'm not sick. So you should be talking about how it can be a year-round activity, right? And the way to do that is to have the proper tools, right? It's all about the right tools. And the tool that you have is this, and it's specially designed for these children. And then obviously your BFF product offer is going to be, I would recommend, don't sell just one, create a package of multiple swim caps, right? 3, because I think you have a pretty low price point. I think yours is like $13. I would do like 3 swim caps for whatever that price point is as your launch special, and package it up and get multiple purchases, right? Together so that people are buying in bulk because you have such a low price point. All right. What time is it? I'm trying to see what time. Okay, I'm going to give you guys, I've been on about 30 minutes. So let me know if this makes sense. If you guys are commenting, and that's the funny thing is that you may be commenting and I just don't see you. So hold on, let me check my computer. Because you guys are awfully quiet and I just don't normally see you guys so quiet. So it's not showing up on my phone. So give me a second while I just see. Because if you are quiet, then I'm going to get off the phone. If you're not quiet, I'll try and answer your questions. Sometimes the phone doesn't show the comments. So, which I think really sucks because, I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm like, really? Y'all don't have that? You don't have anything to say? Okay. Oh my God, you do. You guys have so much. You've said so much and I've missed so much. So I'm so sorry. All right. I see you guys now. All right. Okay. So hold on. Let me look at I was feeling kind of bad. I was like, oh my God, you guys it was that self-explanatory and you have nothing to say, but it looks like you guys have quite a bit of this. You have so much to say. So hold on. Let me catch up with everything that you said. All right, let me start from the beginning and then I'll answer everybody's stuff. Oh shit, you guys said a lot. All right. I am feeling much better, so thank you. Okay, Naya, we'll see you later. Hey, Ash. Thank you. I love orange. I'm sorry. Took a live course stream. Nikki, you have to tell me how you thought. Okay, that makes sense. All right, just that you're following along. All right, good. What are the three phases you mentioned again? All right, so Carla, for you, the three phases, there are three phases of relationships, and then there are three phases to the launch that I'm talking about. Three phases of the relationship are stranger. They don't know you. They don't like you. I mean, they don't dislike you. They just don't know you. And they don't trust you. So they're most likely not willing to buy from you yet. Second relationship stage is acquaintance. Third relationship stage is BFF. They love you. That's your existing list of people who've purchased from you in the past. That is where you should always start. If you have an existing list, you always want to start with your BFF list and launch your BFF package to them. Get them on a VIP list. Make sure that you're treating them special because it's so much cheaper to talk to your BFFs than it is to start with a stranger. Three phases of your launch is your attract, your ramp up, and the countdown. I think I said that right. Yep. So it's the attraction phase. It's where you're trying to build up people to your launch, right? To let people introduce the fact that you've got a product, you've got a solution, you're introducing your brand to them. The ramp up is going to be all the activity that it takes to get you ready for launch, and the countdown is going to be the time right before the launch where you're going to be doing the most promotion activities there. Okay, so let me go back to my thing. So Carla, hopefully that answered your question. All right, I'm going up. All right. All right, Andrea, I just went through a whole example of hair extensions. So hopefully that gives you some good ideas for what you can do for your three different offers. You're actually, Andrea, for you, the launch of your magazine, that is, so this is the thing for you, Andrea. You got to pick who you're launching to. We talk about that later in the next couple of days, like who exactly it is that you're launching to. But you've got to, are you launching to salon owners or are you launching to regular consumers? If you're launching to salon owners, your hair extension business, which I think is a fabulous idea, by the way, I would use your hair magazine as the free offer, right? Is, attract people with this amazing magazine that's got all these great benefits and great information in it. And then you get them in there. And then as part of that, you bring them down and you nurture them into how they could be adding additional revenue to their business by offering hair extensions as a product for them to sell, right? And then you have this whole, I don't know if that's kind of your model or if you're doing, just hair extensions to regular consumers that install, that get their hair installed. So your hair magazine is to one particular client, and then your hair extensions could be to salon owners or it could be to regular consumers. It really just depends on which way you're going on that. But it's a free offer. You should be able to be giving that away. Hell, if it's your magazine, you should just be giving it away. Package it with your hair extensions. Give it away. And your idea here is just to get as many subscriptions as possible since that is not a paid magazine. So it should be a part of everything that you give away, right? So when you send out hair extensions, you should be sending out information about your magazine all the time. All right. Okay, so Nikki, you're at the hair root cause of their hair loss. Your stranger thing is, five reasons why you're losing your hair, right? How to test yourself if you're losing your hair. That's your stranger offer, right? Because anyone who clicks on that, they may think that they're losing their hair, and they're going to want to proceed at that point. So that's your first qualification, is something that's going to immediately segment people into hair loss versus non-hair loss, or worried about hair loss, or concerned about hair loss, or it's hereditary in their family. So that would be your first piece of information that would attract strangers, right? Acquaintance would be tips. I think in your video you talked about tips that you could have in terms of how you prevent hair loss, continued hair loss. So I would just continue on nurturing the relationship, because people who are dealing with hair loss, as you mentioned in your video, they're dealing with a lot of probably self-esteem issues, feeling comfortable in their own body based on the fact that they're losing their hair, ways that they can overcome that self-esteem, accept where they are, and understand alternative ways to style their hair, given the fact that they have lost their hair or in the process of losing their hair. So you really can create, in your acquaintance area, I would definitely do some sort of support group or support area where you're nurturing those people and you're talking specifically to them about the loss of their hair and your experiences on that, because they're going to be able to relate to them. And then I don't know what your final offer is. I assume it's probably services, and you're going to be launching locally, not excuse me. I think I'm exceeding my talking. Excuse me. All right, I gotta take a break, so just give me a second. All right. Carla, the workbook is in the room. There was an error in the link, so I loaded it up in the room. So check the room. It's in the file section. It was loaded this morning. All right, Nikki. So I don't know if your final offer is to have people come in and actually do a consultation, and then you offer services. So you're not going to be, offering, trying to attract strangers from all over the world. You're going to want to make sure that you're, give me a second. I'm sitting by this fire because I'm freaking cold and I think it's choking me out. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So, your thing, if you're doing local, if you're doing local services where you're offering your services locally, then you want to make sure that you're only attracting those people who are locally around you. So if you're going to do, and we'll talk about the different types of marketing channels, I think on day 3, hell, we may even be talking about it tomorrow, but when you pick those, you're going to want to be able to, whatever you pick as your communication channel, you're going to want to have something that's going to allow you to identify people who are in your radius so that you can make sure that you're developing relationships with people who are close to you. Because you're not international, you're not over across the United States. Your business is very segmented and you want it to be delivered to the people that are next to you. Okay. All right. So Carla, all right, Nikki, I think I answered yours. Okay. So yours, oh, that's right. So Carla, I saw your video, but it didn't have sound. It's graphic tees. That's right. You guys tell me one thing and my brain just gets stuck on it. I can never let it go. So you've got apparel. So empowerment tees. Particularly when you're talking about e-commerce business. E-commerce businesses are, they're a little bit wacky in terms of how you've got to pick for you. You can't do like 50 different empowerment sayings. You need to pick one or two, and that's what you're going to be promoting, right? You want people, your attraction is going to be, I don't know. Tell me one of the sayings that's on your graphic tee, right? Then that is going to be the theme that you're going to go throughout, right? When you're attracting strangers, when you're developing the relationship, your relationships development is going to be a lot different than other people because you're dealing with clothing. So it's really going to be demonstrating your different looks and the different designs that you have and all of that kind of stuff. But you're going to attract with one of the products. You're not going to go all out and try and, do 50 different sayings. Pick one or two sayings that you want to work with whatever you think is the most powerful graphic tee, say an empowerment graphic tee. You're going to pick that. You're going to create an entire theme around that graphic tee, and you're going to create a freaking movement around that tee. Whatever that empowerment meaning has, that's what you're going to be selling. And promoting and launching is, I just want you to give me one word. Like if it's like, let's use the Black Girls Rock theme, right? I mean, that was the Black Girls Rock was an empowering statement. And it wasn't just that the tee was cool, is that it meant something and that it like spoke to a specific set of people, right? And it was a movement, right? That's what your empowerment tee needs to do, is that. So you need to pick a saying or one of the tees, and then we got to create a movement around that. So that stranger offer is going to be around, say empowerment graphic tees and apparels, right? Right? Is it for women? Is it for kids? Is it for men? What is it? Who is it for that you're going to be selling these tees to? What are you empowering them to do, right? Are you empowering them to fish? Are you empowering them to be beautiful? Are you empowering them to fight the power? Are you, empowering them to, stand up against Trump? Stand up against guns? What is it that you're empowering? So you got to be very specific about that. And that is the theme that you're going to stick with, from your stranger offer to your acquaintance to your nurturing. And then once they get on your site, they'll see that you've got all this other stuff and all these other sayings that you got to stick with one theme and stick with it hard. All right. So it's funny. I'm looking at my video on both things, and I'm sorry for you guys who are going to watch this later and you see my hands flying all over the place. All right. All right. Okay, Geneva, you got to pick one. That's a seamstress. You do custom apparel and you do jewelry. Which one are you going to focus on? So you got to pick one and decide which one you're going to focus on. Okay, so if it's jewelry, same thing I tell Carla. So anyone who's got like apparel, jewelry, or anything, you got to pick signature pieces that are going to be the thing that everything is going to be built around, right? So if you do a specific type of jewelry, right? Let's say you do chunky necklaces or big earrings or big rings, and you sell them as a combo, that needs to be your focus, right? Don't go from pearls to silver to whatever. Pick one particular genre, stick with it, and that's what you do. If you're going to do the apparel, pick one thing that you do. Is it wedding dresses? Is it formal dresses? Is it pants? Is it shirts? Is it whatever? Don't come back and tell me, well, I do everything. I know that you do. But if you're promoting and you're doing a launch, you have to narrow it down and be very specific so people don't get confused. It's easier to market that way. And it's easier for you to be able to sell a story when you've got one thing that you're talking to, not your entire product line. All right? All right. All right, so custom dressing gowns and prom dresses. Well, you've missed prom season, so now you got to do gowns. So I'd assume maybe for galas and gowns. Well, I don't know when you're launching. So, for prom dresses, I mean, it's always about to be prom season, right? Because prom season is in the spring, so this is perfect time to actually get people to be thinking about that. And then they've got gowns. I don't know if that's for like just special occasion gowns or what that is, but if gowns is the thing that you're going to be focused on when you're marketing to women, are you only doing locally? Are you trying to get people from all over the United States to come to you, or you just want to work with local people? The thing that comes to mind for your attraction thing is how amazing a woman feels. Some information on the benefits and the cost effectiveness of getting something made custom. I think people may think, and I don't know if this is true, but you need to make sure that you understand your market, do people think that getting something custom is cost prohibitive and it's too expensive? Is that a true statement? Right? Is that wrong? Right? So you can immediately shoot down a misconception about getting a gown custom fit to their body, how well they'll look in that. Have they ever considered it? Or reasons why they should consider it. These are stranger offers or stranger things, stranger information pieces that you could get. Acquaintance, you talk about how you develop, the process that you go about creating the gowns, or if you do custom jewelry, the process that you go, the quality that goes into what you do. You can talk about the process of ordering and how much lead time that they need to have, right? So someone right now in the month of November may think, oh, it's too soon for me to be thinking about a prom dress. But tell them that prom dresses are already going to be out in the store, and all the good prom dresses that are on the shelf. I think prom dresses come out in January, don't they? So you need to know your market, right? When do prom dresses come out in the retail store? How much lead time do you need in order to be making dresses? How many dresses do you want to be making so that you're not overextended, right? You need to know that. And then your offer, your acquaintance is going to be based on that, right? So if it takes you 2 months to make one dress, right, you need to be backing it up, right? If it doesn't take you that long, if you outsource some of it, right, whatever that process is, but you need to compare yourself against retail and the benefits that you provide on having a custom fitted dress that fits and hugs your body and moves with you compared to some crap they buy off the, hanger. All right. That's the benefits, and that's the transformation that you're going to be speaking to. So hopefully that helps. All right. So Angela, I think I already addressed your referral, probably complimentary and micro scalp analysis. All right. So Nikki, that sounds great as your core product. All right. You guys have a lot to say. So note to self, when I do this again, I got to make sure to have my computer up. All right, great. I think I took care of you, Angela. I'm selling a group coaching program for young adults ages 16 to 27. Identify their personal power and strengths. In turn, they will create a plan of action towards reaching a specific goal. All right. So here's the thing with you, Shal, is between the ages of 16 and maybe even 21, you're really selling to their parents because they don't have the money for the coaching package, right? So you need to have two segments of people that you need to speak to, because you are speaking to parents of these teenagers, and then you're speaking to young adults who hopefully, have jobs and can do that. So I would certainly make sure that you split up that message to two different audiences, because who you speak to and how you speak to them will be different. When you say a group coaching program for young adults, same thing I talked about for Naya, where, your group program is going to have some bonuses. It's going to be a full package of things. When I put together a program, it's not just the program, it's the program plus bonuses, plus all these bells and whistles that really make it an attractive item for somebody to want to do. That's your core. Webinars do really well for information pieces. That's so funny. But webinars and video, training videos do really well as nurturing activities, because it allows people to see you in action. It allows you to demonstrate your expertise in your area, and it allows you to connect and solve their problem by providing solutions. And then, you can extend it into your program from there. A stranger offer would be, personal power and strength, right? How do they know that they have a problem, right? Your stranger offer could be some way for them to identify that they lack personal power or they lack strength, right? Something that speaks to that, right? Because again, your objective in the stranger phase is to qualify somebody as your ideal client. So you've got to have something that relates to your core product let me use, I'm using this as examples, hopefully to give you some context. Facebook Ad School is my core product. No newbie left behind. So I launched that last month. The core program, it's a 4-week program, teaches you how to create and launch the entire funnel process for your stranger offer. The middle acquaintance offer was a group, and I did freaking 5 trainings in 6 weeks as my acquaintance offer. Really gave a lot of value to the group, gave a lot of information to the group about Facebook ads, and really spoke to what the group needed in that Facebook ad. The top of my stranger offer was a checklist, right? It was a training, I think. And I switched it out later on. But that's kind of right. So it was a Facebook ads checklist. The second one was Facebook training and understanding strategies. And then the actual class is about getting it done, right? About actually implementing it itself, right? So they're all related, right? They all meet people at the different level that they may be, but they're all related to the same core offer. So that's the same thing for you, Shell, as you've got to have your program and make sure when you go up the level from stranger all the way to BFF that you're making sure that it's still related to the core, but it is offering information and value every step of the way. All right. That's right. Okay, so Yolanda, hopefully I answered. Yes, okay, you said great. Okay, Angela, you said you got a flyer for me. Post it in the group. If you need feedback, tell me exactly what you need feedback on. All right, okay, so let me see if I've answered your questions. Queens. I'm a bowl of ideas on steroids. This is my superpower, guys. Like, I can't express that to you enough. Marketing is my superpower. So I've been doing product launching for, I've been doing launching since, 98. So I've been launching either in a retail or an IT technical field for some 17 years now. No shit, that's 98. That puts me 17. So it puts me at 19 years. So I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing marketing for over 10 years. I've been doing Facebook ads for about 7 years, going on 8 years. So this is what I love. This is what I do, and I love helping people do it. So hopefully in this hour, you guys get what you need to do to get accomplished for day one. I want to see at least one of your offers. If you'd like to share all 3 of them, I'll give you feedback on all 3 of them. But I really want you to really take some time and think about what your core offer is, right? Your BFF offer, what it is that you're launching, right? Why you're doing it and why somebody is going to benefit. Speak to transformation. Speak to the wow factor that they're going to be before, afterwards, right? People don't buy features. Nobody cares if, nobody cares how long the program is. I mean, they do, right? People care about price. They care about the fact that, you've got modules and that you've got live instruction. Nobody gives a shit about that, really. What they care about is at the end of this challenge, you're going to know more about product launching than you did before, right? At the end of my program, you're going to be able to successfully get pre-sales and sell your products without making sure that it goes on deaf ears, right? Nobody wants to launch a product and you just posted it on your Facebook, right? And you talked ad nauseum to your friends and family about it, such that every time they see you, they're running away from you, right? That's not a proper launch. At the end of this challenge, you'll understand the launch process. At the end of my program, you'll have your product launched, right? That's the transformation you need to be speaking to about your products, right? What do people want to look like after they purchase your fill in the blank, right? Okay. All right, I'm going to check, make sure there's no more questions, and then if not, I'm going to go. Okay, so before I go, do the poll. If you guys want me to move this to 7, because it looks like that's the most number of votes we're getting, let me know in the poll, because I'll go by the number of the best. I'm okay just for this week to move it to the evenings. But if you want me to keep it the same, let me know that too. If you guys are okay with me moving it, we'll do tomorrow's at 7, and I'll move all of the events going forward to 7. I think that's the one that's gotten the most votes. So we have 72 people in this group. So if I only get like 10 people that respond, I'm going to assume that you guys are fine with it being at 12, okay? If I get a lot of people that's respond, I mean, over 20 people telling me they want to move the time, I'll move the time. All right, so I'm looking to see if you guys have any more questions. I'm so sad that I missed your questions from the beginning. I was feeling really sad. All right, just set. Let me make sure I answer yours, and then I'm going to go. Empower will help women connect with their purpose, past or current situation. Okay, so you've got a contradiction there because you said customize to the client. So if it's a group session, then you've got to put together, your core product has got to have benefits that you can address at a group level, right? If it's one-on-one sessions, then that is a customized solution, right? So the benefit is that I can create a customized solution for you. Plus, I'm going to give you all these other bells and whistles, right? That's your core product. And then, so you said to connect with their purpose despite their past or current situation. So what is their past or current situation? What is it that they're trying to get over, right? So, because that's what you're going to have to speak to in the stranger offer. And this is what you're going to have to speak throughout the entire offering is what are they trying to get over? Are they trying to get over a failed marriage, depression, bad kids, you know, they hate their job? What is it that they're trying to get over? So that's too general. You got to be very specific about your coaching program and what it's going to solve. So, purpose in life to do what, right? So what specific purpose do they have in life? So this program needs to be really ironed out, right? Again, I'm not focused in this challenge on product development. I'm giving you a lot of ideas, but you guys really have to have in order for you to be successful in this launch, you've got to have your product defined. Your core product has to be defined, meaning you know that it's a 5-week program and it's going to have, you've got some sort of outline defined. You already have some thought about what your bonuses are. I can help get you there, but this is not a product development challenge. This is all about you already have a product. You know exactly what it is that you're offering. You may not know the fact that you needed to get some bonuses, but I'll help you with that. But you know exactly what you're solving, right? So when you tell me group program, you need to know exactly what problems you're solving in this group program, right? What are they going to get at the end of it? What transformation will they have achieved at the end of it? Finding their purpose for what? Because purpose is all over, is huge, right? Finding my career purpose, finding my purpose in my marriage, finding my purpose as a mother, finding my purpose, you know, finding balance in my life, right? Purpose is not descriptive enough. It's not finite enough. It's not narrow enough. And when you do these programs, trust me, I know when you launch these programs, and if you're not clear about it, and if it's too broad, you won't attract the right people. And if you do attract anybody, you're not going to be able to accomplish anything in the program because you're trying to solve too much. So you got to narrow it down. And I'm going to tell you, I've learned that being an online coach. I've learned that by trial myself. Even when I launched Facebook Ad School the first time, I have a lot of Facebook knowledge, right? My first launch of Facebook Ad School in the summertime, to me, I did all of the things right, but the scope of the launch was too great. I was trying to solve too many problems, right? I relaunched it the second time on point. I'm like the kids. The students in the class are getting it because I did one slice. It's 4 weeks. It's not a lot of time to get a lot of information out, right? And really for people to grasp it. So be very crystal clear, just about what problem you're going to be solving in this program. Who is it for? What are they trying to get over, right? And what transformation will they have at the end? So hopefully that helps. All right, ladies. Okay, I think I got all your questions. All right, don't forget we're doing a chat. This is not only a challenge, but there's a contest. So if you want points for the day, you got to post your information. You get 50 extra points if you do it in video. So if you describe to me in video what your 3 offers are, right? So the name of your offer, the benefits that it's going to be, and I want to hear transformation benefits, and what the program, what your offer is. If you do all three of those in video, you get 50 extra points for a total of 60 points for today. If you do it in written words, you get, I think, 10 points, but the rules are up, the rules are posted above. All right. If you want feedback on any of those, do not forget to tag me specifically, and don't forget to put pound, I sound so old, right? Pound, hashtag ready to launch. All right, ladies, I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.